going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, MovieFiles. We are back with a brand new movie review, and today we're breaking down a film that I personally had circled on my calendar because I heard so many great things about it at the film festivals earlier this year. We're talking about the new psychological thriller by the name of Resurrection, which is in theaters, limited theaters around the domestic market, but will be coming to VOD, I believe, Shudder on this Friday, August 5th. Got a chance to check it out, and I'm here to let you all know, should you see it in theaters, if it's available to you, should you rent it and check it out on VOD, or should you even give it a chance at all? We'll be discussing that and so much more in today's spoiler-free review. But before we get into the discussion, if you all enjoy my thoughts, to hear my thoughts on movie news, TV news, prediction videos, ranking videos, well, make sure you're giving me a follow on Instagram as well as on TikTok. If you all are new to the channel, welcome to the community. Consider subscribing. If you all enjoy early movie reviews, daily and weekly TV breakdowns, and live discussions. And oh yeah, don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you all enjoyed today's movie review, make sure you're giving the video a thumbs up as well as sharing it. And more importantly, let me know if this is your first time hearing about this film. If you've seen the film, what did you think about it? Let's talk about the performances, the direction, the story, the mystery, the ending. Let's talk about it all in the comments below. So just a little backstory of me in this film and my journey to searching this movie out. So like I said up top, I have heard some things about it at the film festivals earlier this year, and I didn't watch a trailer, didn't read synopsis. Honestly, the only thing that really sold me in this narrative, Rebecca Hall. Now, I'll talk about her a little bit later, but just if you all do not know, I am a huge Rebecca Hall fan. She made her directorial debut, what was it, in 2020 or 2021 with Passing on Netflix. Definitely give that a watch. And just her career as an actress, she is just fantastic, and we have some really interesting things to say about her in this review. But she was really my anchor of really searching this film out and, of course, hearing the good buzz. So was it any good? Let's get into my thoughts here. Starting off with the director who also wrote this film, Andrew Semans, who this is my first time coming across anything that he's worked on. I believe this is his second directorial film. Fantastic. I have nothing but great things to say about Andrew's work. He did such, and again, he directed this film, but he also wrote the narrative. And to me, Andrew did such a great job of creating this sense of dread and just tension and suspense. I was on the edge of my seat at points. I was very uncomfortable in a good way, as far as uncomfortability goes, very uncomfortable in this narrative. And he had a story to tell, man. And this is one of those, again, I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't read synopsis. I went into this pretty cold, and I suggest you all do the same. If you value my thoughts and opinions on things, go in this as cold as possible, because it's an element of surprise with this film. We'll talk about the story and the themes a little bit later, but there's this constant shift of, we thought it was one thing and then it becomes something else in a good way. You think the story's headed this way, but then it turns into something else in a good way. Andrew did such a great job of directing this film and not knowing what to expect next. Andrew did a great job of directing, but also this narrative, which we'll talk about the story without giving too much away. Fantastic job. Performance-wise, I want to start off with a supporting cast member, Grace Kaufman, who plays Abby, who plays the 17-year-old turning 18 in this film. She's the daughter of Rebecca Hall, Margaret's character. Again, her name's Abby. She's going off to school pretty soon. And I thought that Abby's character was really well put together in the narrative. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of the relationship, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But overall, I thought Abby, again, a 17-year-old who has a pretty good relationship with her mom when you first meet her, but things kind of turn on its head as the narrative, as the secrets, as her mother is kind of going down this path of trauma and kind of diving deep into her psyche, and we're seeing this kind of once close relationship grow further and further apart. I thought Abby was great in the film. Tim Roth, who I've been a fan of since seeing him in the 90s with Pulp Fiction and just other narratives and films and shows, he's a fantastic actor, and I'm telling you all right now, Tim Roth as David Moore, I believe was his character name, who is a character who, I'll just say, he knows Margaret, Rebecca Hall's character. He knows her past, and they have a very interesting, very toxic past, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. But Tim Roth, he's menacing, he is manipulative, he is someone you just want to punch in the face because his performance is just that damn good. He is fantastic. But I want to take the time to talk about her. I mentioned how she's one of my favorites. She did a great job directing Passing. She's been great in all the films and shows I've seen her in. That trend continues in this movie. Rebecca Hall as our main character, Margaret. Oh my goodness, this has to be one of the best performances of 2022, and I stand by that. I don't think is going to unfortunately make the Oscar-worthy type of conversation because it's just kind of that low-budget type of feels going on VOD. It came out earlier as far as film festivals. One can be hopeful, but if she doesn't get the recognition she's going to get as far as deserving, Oscar buzz, I'm going to give it to her here on my platform. What a believable performance. What an endearing performance. What a exhausting performance because she's just giving you everything. Again, without giving too much away, Margaret, when you first meet her in the film, she is a boss. She's leading her company. She seems to be a great mom. She seems to have a good head on her shoulders. She seems to come from this position of like, I was once maybe not the person I am now, but I am proud of who I am now, until she comes across Tim Roth's character, who she knows from the past, and she just spirals down this path, and we just dive deeper and deeper into her psychos and dive deeper into her relationship with different characters, but in particular David's character played by Tim Roth. And again, from seeing this once powerful, strong individual, independent mother, leading her company, doing great things, to just seeing her just descend into this madness and what's real, what's fake, can we believe her, is she telling the truth? There's just so many levels to this character and so many great moments. There's a 6-minute monologue that she gives later in the movie with just describing her past to someone she's trying to help in her current situation. Oh my goodness, Rebecca Hall yet again proves to me that she's one of the best working actors in Hollywood, period. You just see this film based on her performance by itself. She's fantastic. Transitioning to some of the themes and the story here, again, this is one of those go in as blind as possible because you're going to end up on the other side being very pleasantly surprised in a very good way. But there's a narrative here in regards to what it looks like to be in a toxic relationship, what it looks like when you allow your trauma to define you, and to kind of when you suppress trauma and when you face your trauma, what it does to a person, right? And there's a lot of that going on in this film. And again, just the tone that's going on here, this constant question when you watch this film: is this real? Is this fake? Did this really take place? Can we believe our main character? And when you see the film, you know what I'm talking about. There's so much twists and turns and being in her psyche. And again, this is a psychological thriller to the finest degree because, again, you're diving deep into the psychos of this character, and the film does such a great job of doing so. And it's constantly evolving as the narrative's a 3-act structure. I thought, you get a little bit of a drama. We get into the mystery. We dive into the psychological thrilling elements. And then when you get to the 3rd act, it becomes a horror film and a body horror in a very uncomfortable sense of the word. So again, I thought the story was strong, the themes were there, the tone was consistent, and there's a lot of great things to say about this film. But I do have some criticisms, a couple things that kind of come to mind. It's less than 2 hours. I never feel like it was a slog fest. It didn't feel like I was bored at any points of the film. I was very engaged, but there is a point in the second half of the film that kind of shifts into this relationship where David and Margaret are having a conversation for the first time in a long time in a diner setting, and he refers to these things as kindness, these kind of acts that she gives him, something that they used to do in their relationship. And we get kind of like this little montage session of her doing these gifts of kindness, and it becomes a little bit, it slows down the momentum for me personally. And another thing that kind of comes to mind, there are different relationships that Margaret goes through in this film, one involving a romance at work, one involving an intern at work and her relationship, and then the relationship with her daughter. I thought the film gave me enough, but I wanted to be fleshed out a little bit more, and particularly the relationship between Margaret and her daughter. I wish that we would have gotten a little bit more time to really understand their relationship and how we once went from this, what seemed to be a great relationship, to seeing how it kind of became what it becomes in this film. But I wish we would have spent a little more time on that shift of daughter no longer trusting her mother, who's willing to do anything to protect her. So I wish we would have got a little bit more of that relationship. And also the character I mentioned, her relationship with the romance at work and the intern, I just wish that it was a little bit more satisfying payoff with those characters. But outside of that, before I give you all my overall thoughts and give you my score and if you should watch this film, if you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up, share the video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and of course subscribe to the channel. Overall, my thoughts on this film, I have nothing but really great things to say about it. It is a suspenseful thrill ride to the highest degree. Rebecca Hall gives a fantastic performance. The supporting cast does their thing. The director and the writer here does a fantastic job of just leading you on this journey of, again, dread, tension-filled moment, suspense, a horror moment towards the end, and just a really overall satisfying film. It does have some shortcomings, but overall, I highly recommend you all give it a watch, whether it's in your local theater, if you have it in your area. Check out, I believe it will be on Shudder. I know it'll be coming to VOD on the 5th of August, but I believe it's going to be a Shudder exclusive. But give it a watch, and when you do, let me know your thoughts about it. I'm going to give Resurrection a 4 out of 5. And again, just based on Rebecca Hall's performance, it's worth you watching. And when you do, let me know your pros, your cons, your thoughts, your theories, what was real, what was fake, how did you feel about the ending? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you stuck around to this point in the video, I appreciate you. Do me a favor, if you're still here watching this video, give me a thumbs up and also give me a heart emoji in the comment section just to show the love that you all are showing me, and I want to show that love back to you all to, heart in the comment, responding to your comments in the comment section. So again, before you all leave, just a friendly reminder, like, share, comment, subscribe, come and join the community if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching this review. Hope you're staying safe. Come and join the community. Check out my other movie reviews from this year. Check out my most recent review, and we'll catch you all on the next breakdown.